Good morning, good morning. Is that wrong of me to want to sing that every fucking episode? I'm not gonna lie. It just feels fitting. Okay? Good morning, everybody. We're here. I've got a very fun and exciting episode planned today. We're doing something new that we've not done before. First and foremost, what could I talk about? Now, I'm not sure when you're going to be getting this episode, but around the time that I am recording this, I did have a date that I did create a video on of me like getting ready for the date, and I did say in that video that I was going to let you guys know how the date went. Okay, I'm not going to go into crazy detail because he's probably watching this. Okay, he does watch the channels, so if you are watching, hey girl. We might not even, who knows, it might have fizzled out by this point, because like I said, I don't know when we're getting this, but the date went very well. We did mini golfing. We had a walk around a few shops. We went to some vinyl shops. I went to Manchester for the date. We went mini golfing. That was really fucking cute, right? I've never really been mini golfing on a date before. And I just like the idea of doing activities on dates, and he also was the same. So we chose mini golfing. So I would highly recommend Treetop Golf in Manchester if you're looking for that kind of thing. Very fun. He won the first one by like 2 points, and I won the second one by like 3 points. So all in all, we were pretty matched there. Had a bunch of fun. The conversation was really easy. The thing is, I'd known this boy for a long time. Like, we've been speaking for a while. Like, prior to our date, like, we'd literally been speaking for like maybe a month every day, which is unheard of for me. Okay, like I've mentioned before, I find it very difficult to find anybody that is interesting for a long period of time, because most gays, as we've mentioned before, don't really know how to keep a conversation afloat. But anyway, I digress. So we did the mini golfing, and then we had a few more hours before he needed to leave, and I obviously needed to get the train back. So we also had a Nando's, which I'm also really funny about eating usually on dates. But that was also really fun. Guys, it was just very chill. We got along super well. Guys, we had a little pack. And I kind of initiated it, which is also never happens for me. Okay, we were outside the train station. Don't get me wrong, I would have gone in for a little bit more. But we were right outside the train station, and it was busy. And I didn't really fancy getting, like homophobically attacked. So we did have a quick little peck. Would have kissed him a bit more. But yeah. Overall, very good date. I would happily see him again. The ball's kind of in his court, though, because I've said, because he basically doesn't live in Manchester. He came up because he had like a birthday thing, and he had a few friends in Manchester, whatever. So I was like, well, Manchester's relatively close to me, so I can come to you, obviously, for this first date, but still, like, he had to drive up longer and like travel more for the date than I did, even if it was for like other reasons as well. But I've said what I'll do is for the second date, if he wants a second date, which he said he has, now this is just his words, he has said he would be happy to have a second date. But obviously, like I've said, I'll get a hotel down where he lives. So I've kind of just got to wait now to see if he's going to tell me when he's free, and then I can book a hotel and go down. So like I said, ball's kind of in his court. I'm not getting my hopes up just because boys tend to disappoint me. So yeah, good vibes. No hard feelings if he doesn't want to pursue anything. But I would at least like to see him again. And yeah. It's up to him to let me know when he's free, and if he doesn't, then message loud and clear. But yeah, that's how the date went. The date went well. I don't think there's anything else really for me to talk about. I've not really had much happen this week. Still on my diet, my new diet. Oh, I actually will give you a quick psoriasis update before we get into the fun things that I've got planned for this episode, which is going to be probably pretty juicy. Quick psoriasis update. I went to the doctor's maybe like a week and a half ago at this point. I saw a lady, lovely lady. She was called Lauren, right? This was kind of like a preliminary appointment for her to kind of gauge the situation, because they'd basically text me. So I'd put my order in for more of my steroid cream, right? I'd been on steroid cream for 5 years. Not a good thing. Okay, really bad thing, actually. You're not supposed to be doing that. But I'd put my thing in for more cream getting delivered, and they basically text me. They didn't send me anything out, and they text me saying, we need you to make an appointment so we can review your skin, right? So I did. Got an appointment, spoke to Laura. She was like, right, we're gonna act as though this is a full new, like, first time occurrence. Like, you're gonna tell me absolutely everything. And I was like, honey, strap on in. We've got a bunch to talk about. So I filled her in completely. Told her that I'd been on steroid cream for 5 years. Told her that I've had it for like maybe 6 or 7 years at this point. Told her that it's obviously getting worse at the minute, and the steroid cream's kind of like wearing off. All these things, like telling her everything I've tried, all this other stuff, right? So she basically says that there's nothing realistically she can do, but she can refer me to the skin specialist there. So she basically made me an appointment to see the skin specialist, and that was like maybe like 5 days after, right? So I was like, stunning, that's fine. She did, in fact, give me a moisturizer, and I'm going to tell you what these products are called, just in case any of you are suffering from psoriasis and you want to ask your doctors about these. I've had a few people do the same for me, and it's definitely helpful. So the moisturizer that I got given was called Dermol, I think, and apparently it's their skin specialist's favourite. And I will say it seems nice. You can use it as like a soap alternative too, and like a cleanser. There's a bunch of uses for it. So I'm happy to have that. But then I went, obviously, for my appointment a few days ago now, 2 days ago, I think, to the skin specialist. And basically, he confirmed for me that it was psoriasis, because I'd never actually been told specifically that it was psoriasis and like what type of psoriasis I've got, because I think there's like 4 types. So I asked him to confirm, and he was like, yes, it's definitely psoriasis, because I'd done my own individual research here. Like, I'm pretty sure that I had strep throat, and that's kind of what caused it, and like caused it to like come up. But yeah, he was just like, at the end of the day, you've got it. You've got psoriasis. And I'm pretty sure it's like plaque psoriasis or something it's called. I think it's like the most generic kind. So I've got psoriasis. That's a big tick. We've got her. Basically, I'm now on a foam. I don't know the brand name. I'm pretty sure it's like an E word. Estilla or something. It's like a short word. Ends in an R, begins with an E. I'm on a foam. I've been doing it for 2 days. You only put it on once a day, which is cool. And it's like a spray foam. And the way it essentially works is apparently it's going to not only get rid of my psoriasis, but it's also going to slow down my immune system, because obviously, like I've mentioned before, the whole thing with psoriasis is it's basically overreacting and like attacking the skin too much, and it's your immune system basically working overtime, essentially. Okay, thinking that there's issues to resolve and there's not, so it's just attacking healthy skin. Does that make sense? So essentially what this thing's going to do is it's going to obviously help get rid of the psoriasis that I've currently got, and it's also going to help slow down my immune system, and it's got some sort of vitamin D thing in it, I think. I'm not completely sure, but everything he told me made sense. So eventually, usually I did some Googling. After 7 days, people are seeing noticeable differences. And apparently after 4 weeks, most people are either clear or like almost clear. And then I assume it's going to be one of those things where I'll probably still need to apply it. But it should have slowed down the regeneration of like the psoriasis, like blotches and parts, you know? So I'm currently doing that. I'm going to give it its 4 weeks, see where I'm at there. And if I'm still going through it, I'm just going to bite the bullet and go to a proper dermatologist and like do a sensitivity test, all these other things. Okay. So that's the psoriasis update. I'm trying something new. Apparently it's meant to be better for me. But yeah, that's currently the situation in terms of my psoriasis. All that out the way, today, guys, we're actually going to do some Today I Fucked Ups. Now, if you don't know what that is, basically, it's similar to the Am I the Arseholes, which we've done before in my other podcast, which I do plan on doing an episode soon on those. But what the Today I Fucked Up Reddit thread is, basically it's kind of like embarrassing stories, like ways they've kind of fucked up and like things that have happened. And I don't think there's necessarily a thing of being like, yes, you fucked up, no, you didn't fuck up. It's kind of just like we experience the stories and like we just talk about the stories. Because realistically, we all love judging other people's stories, so why not? So we're going to do that today, and I'm very excited because I had a quick read through on the thread, and there's some fucking spicy ones, guys. Okay, so I've got the first one loaded up here, and it basically just says that the subject line is, Today I fucked up. So it says TIFU. That's kind of like the abbreviation, obviously. It says, today I fucked up by swallowing. Right? It does say not safe for work because sex. So there's your warning, right? Click off now if you aren't comfortable with those kind of things or are underage. Okay, this is not the space for you. It reads, this happened about 15 minutes ago. Background. Husband and I have been trying to get pregnant. Our sex life has always been pretty great, but the added motivation recently has made things extra steamy and fun. We love that. Oh, guys, I miss sex. Unfortunately, the repeated back-to-back cream... Oh my God, guys, this is really saucy. Even I'm a bit like, oh God. Unfortunately, the repeated back-to-back cream pies have thrown the ecosystem of my hoo-ha out of whack, and I was having some discomfort down there. Oh my God. Just so you know, I haven't pre-read any of these, so I don't actually know what we're getting ourselves into here. But okay, so we've got a lot of ejaculate in the hoo-ha. Okay, because, I mean, obviously we are trying to get pregnant, so there's not going to be protection involved. Okay, carrying on. I've had luck in the past using boric acid, vaginal suppositories. I have no idea. I ain't got a vagina. I don't know vaginas, so who knows? You're supposed to pop them in your vagine before bed, and after 1 to 3 days of use, be rewarded with a fresh, itch-free, pH-balanced cooch. Whoever this lady is, I am living. I ordered some. They arrived today. There are warnings all over the packaging. Do not take orally. For vaginal use only, keep these away from your mouth, you dingus. It's giving American, right? I don't know anybody in my life that would use the word dingus, but anyway. Carrying on. So I was just getting ready for bed and decided to put one in. Prepped by putting a panty liner in my undies. Then I grabbed a pill from the bottle. They're just clear capsules filled with white powder. Okay, kind of scary, but all right. They look like many oral medications I've taken in the past, and for some fucking reason my brain was like, oh, a pill. I know what we do with these. So you're telling me, I can see where this is going. You're telling me that you know all over the packaging it says do not take orally. But obviously, like, your brain, I suppose, yeah. Your brain sees a pill, you're like, oh, well, why would I shove it in my hoo-ha when I could just swallow it? Right, all right, fair enough. Oh my God. So with my underwear around my ankles, I popped the pill in my face mouth. Don't know why we had to use face mouth there, but all right. Took a big drink from the faucet. Yeah, we're American for sure. And swallowed. I stood there for a second like, wait. But pretty much immediately realised what a stupid thing I'd done. I grabbed my toothbrush and stuck the handle down my throat. Vomited twice but didn't see a pill. Then I found the poison control number on the bottle, hesitated, consulted the internet, which said, dude, get medical help now. Then I cursed a whole bunch. I mean, realistically, if you've thrown up twice, I imagine if it goes in as a pill and it's like a clear capsule, I'd imagine that probably dissolves pretty easily. So I'd imagine you've probably vomited it up. But obviously you're not seeing the pill because it was obviously like a clear capsule, and I'd imagine by that point it had probably already dissolved, you know? Now that I was sufficiently convinced I was probably going to die, I had made enough noise that my husband was concerned and knocking on the bathroom door. I went ahead and called poison control. A very nice woman told me that usually nothing happens, that I should drink some milk or water to dilute it, and I'd probably be fine, aside from maybe an upset stomach. So far, the only symptom I've had is an intense feeling of stupidity. Spaced out while trying to use a vaginal suppository and ended up swallowing it. Feel fine, just dumb. Oh my God, someone commented, read, today I fucked up by swallowing, and then we're trying to get pregnant, and immediately thought, well, there's your problem. Period. Okay, so not actually as crazy as I thought, but yeah, just major stupid vibes. But I do think that's one of those things that easily could be done. Like realistically, like I said, you do see a pill and you think, oh, I'm supposed to swallow this. Like, I don't think I'd look at a pill and think, oh, let me shove it up my anus, you know? So realistically, it was just kind of like an autopilot thing. But yeah, I would imagine, considering you said that you didn't really get that many like side effects, if anything, So I'd imagine like with the vomit, you probably did just throw it up. Because I don't think you left it in there long. And like I said, I imagine it would just be the kind of thing that would just dissolve as soon as it like hits anything, you know? So I would imagine like you did the right thing and made yourself throw up. But fuck me. That would panic me, I tell you that. But anyway, next one. I'd say that one's not too bad though. Like that's something that I feel like a lot of people would do. Like I'm sure that poison control on that fucking thing always ringing. Oh my god, guys. There's some fucking really new ones. So I've just toggled the filtering thing to like new, and there's people putting things in here like 19 minutes ago. So let's fucking read this one. Let's give them some advice, you know? So it says, today I fucked up by mixing up someone I was dating with a friend. Ooh. That's going to be awkward, isn't it? This actually happened yesterday, but I was so shocked at my own stupidity that it had taken me some time to process. Understandable, to be honest. It would be concerning to me that like this would maybe happen and your first thought would be, oh, let me write on this Reddit thread, you know? Like I imagine these things do take a bit of time just to, you know, comprehend. But anyway, let's go. A couple of weeks ago, I went out on a first date with a girl named Alexandra, in brackets, important for later. I'm assuming we've got a friend called Alexandra too. But anyway, that's just the first hunch I've got. The date had some highlights and lowlights. First off, she shows up and her pictures are pretty catfishy. Oh, fucking hate that. I'm sorry, if you're going to come on a date with me, at least do us both a favour and send me a picture of you. This is why I think it's very, very, very important before you go on a date with someone. Like, this is kind of what I tend to do. I like to speak to them on the phone. I like to maybe have a FaceTime. I like to get a few pictures of them, like, just like, not pictures that they could necessarily edit, you know? Like, I want just a random picture here and there, you know? So, interesting. Not terribly so, but probably 2 to 3 years and 10 to 15 pounds out of date. Being someone to not really get hung up on that type of stuff, I say fuck it and decide to just chill and have a good time. Yeah, to be honest, maybe this girl is just not someone that takes a lot of pictures, so maybe she just likes this picture of herself, you know? And maybe she was maybe a little bit lighter then, and maybe it was like maybe 2 years ago or something. That can easily happen, you know? Not everyone's taking pictures all the time. We actually had a great time. We have a ton in common. The conversation flows naturally and easily, and she is genuinely kind, cool, and a fun person. Sounds like a wonderful date. There are a few red flags. She tells me about a business she's trying to start, but the story is full of holes. She tells me stories about her life that are obviously a little exaggerated. Those kind of things. Overall, someone who I'd genuinely be into if they weren't trying so hard to be more than who they are. I know, but like the thing is, like on dates, I feel like you do try and make like the pressure of obviously making a really good first impression makes people say stupid shit sometimes. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't go on a date and lie, because the way I see it is I'm going to give you me, all of me, and if you don't like it, then that is so fine, because realistically, I don't want to be with someone who doesn't like the full version of me, you know? Like, when I went on this date, guys, I was so extremely myself. Like, we were laughing, we were joking. Like, the way I flirt is kind of like in like kind of banter and like taking the piss a little bit. Obviously, sometimes it can get a bit much, so I keep an eye on that. I don't try and go too far to the point where like they think I'm hating them. But I do think in general, like, it is just important on dates just to go in and be yourself, because that's just going to be a disservice to you later down the line when you're trying to like more and more get to know this person, and then they're just like gradually like, oh, well, you're not who I thought you were, because you've kind of hidden a part of yourself, you know? So I understand it. Like, we all like to over exaggerate on things and like dramatize things a little bit to obviously make it more interesting. But yeah, it is what it is. And you also try to impress. So that's probably why she's like talking about a business that she's trying to start, and like it's going to be a bit here, there, and everywhere, you know? Because she's trying to impress you. After dinner, I walk her to her car, but decide not to make a move as I'm not sure if I want to take it further. That is so smart and nice. Well done. I give her a hug, open her car door, and she looks at me and goes, I wouldn't be upset if you kissed me. Whoa, that is bold. Good for her, though, to be honest. I could never do that. That is bold. But I mean, fair play to you, my gal. Caught a little off guard, already being on the fence and not wanting to hurt her feelings, I have a mini oh shit moment and then just lean in and kiss her, but call it a night when she starts to suggest that it's still pretty early. Oh God, this girlie, she was forward. Low key, she might have been into a bit more than just a date. Like, she might have been looking for a bit of something, my guy. Wow. Fair play. Over the week, after we're texting and I decide to give it another shot, thinking maybe she was just nervous and she'll relax into being herself, so we make plans to hang out this last Saturday. Friday rolls around and I can tell I'm coming down with a pretty gnarly cold. I shoot her a text, let her know, and she's cool with it. Over the weekend and beginning of this week, I feel pretty terrible, congestion, sinus pain, and some pretty bad brain fog. Oh, here we go. Okay, so we're blaming it on the illness here. On a somewhat related note, a girl who I chatted with for a while but kind of dropped off reaches out a couple days ago and asks if I want to hang out this Friday. I tell her maybe, but I'm getting over a cold, so probably not, but we'll let her know. Guys, this is a long one. Fucking hell. So yesterday morning, I get a text from my friend, Alejandra. Now, it's spelt differently to Alexandra. It's like a J, not an X. Also important, in brackets. Asking how I'm doing and checking in. I don't get a chance to reply at the time, but plan to text her back later. I've got a feeling we're going to end up texting Alejandra, or thinking that we're texting Alejandra, about Alexandra. And you're going to have texted... You're going to have texted Alexandra about something negative towards her, I think. That's where this is going to go. A little later in the day, I'm driving and get a call. I glance at the phone, think it's Alejandra, and answer it. Fuck, wait a minute. No, we're calling here. At this point, I should point out that Alejandra and Alexandra's names not only sound and look similar, but they also sound decently similar when you talk with them on the phone. Well, yeah, Alejandra, like, it's very, very similar. Just similar enough that a brain fog, Adele's mind doesn't pick up the difference. Okay, so we're in the car listening to Adele. Love it. Here's how the call went. Oh, fuck. We've got, like, guys, word for word here. Alejandra/Alexandra. Hey, you. How you feeling? Me. Pretty crappy still, but think I'm getting over the worst of it. How are you? Doing well. I'm pretty busy, but I just wanted to touch base since I haven't heard from you since the weekend. In brackets, confused, you text me at the weekend too. I'm really sorry, I've been totally out of it. I had planned to call you tonight. I can't chat tonight, I have dinner with my sister, but you could call me Friday if you like. I actually might be going on a date Friday, not sure if I'm up for it yet, but I'll give you a call if I don't end up going. Oh my God. Weird, confused, awkward tone, in brackets. Oh, well, if you're going to have a date, you don't need to call. In brackets, more confused. No, it's totally fine. If I stay in, I'll call you. If not, we can catch up later. Next person. Okay. Next person. Now really confused. Okay, I guess we'll catch up later then. Sounds good. Bye. Click. Okay, so that's how it went here. I'm assuming you just thought that you were talking to Alejandra, and you were obviously telling Alejandra that this person who you used to see reached out again or something, and you were going to go on a date with them, and you've just told the other girl that you were meant to be going on a date with as well that you're going on a different date. Wonderful news. Wonderful news. Carrying on. Now I come off this call totally befuddled. Love that word. Alejandra and I are good friends, but she never calls and bugs me about not replying, and she never gets weird about me dating. It takes about 30 seconds of processing for the realization to dawn on me, and as I'm reaching to check my phone, I can feel the bottom of my stomach dropping. I knew I fucked up bad. I sent Alexandra a text completely honestly explaining what had happened, and I got a response saying that if I didn't want to see her again, I could have just said so and I didn't need to be such a dick and lie about it. Now I feel like a major asshole. I know it was an accident, but damn it, brain, help a brother out. Oh my God. So I'm assuming Alexandra thinks that you kind of just made... Wait, does she think that you just made that all up? Because you didn't want to go out with her again. So, like, you acted as though you meant to tell somebody else. Oh, that's a bit unreasonable on her part. Like, sure, like maybe she doesn't know that you've got a friend called Alejandra. But I mean, surely you could be like, look, I've got a friend called Alejandra. Your name's obviously Alexandra. It was an honest mistake. Like, at the end of the day, people date more than one person, don't they? Like, that's not unfucking heard of. Like, people can date more than one person at a time. Now, don't get me wrong, it panics me because I think I'd get confused. I would get confusion, okay? And I think the issue with that is, like, you're not going to remember what things you've told one person and not told the other person, you know? And I think that's where you get in a bit of a pickle. So although in an ideal scenario, like, I would love to be someone who could be like, yeah, let's date around, woo! If I could fucking find dates. Like, that sounds great in theory, but I know my brain and how it works, and I just know that she'd do me dirty. And I'd think that, like, I'd spoke to someone about something, and then I'd end up, like you've done, fucking up and, like, shitting myself. That doesn't make any sense. But, I'd basically shoot myself in the foot and say something stupid. But yeah, surely you could just be like, look, yes, I wanted to see you again, but also, yes, I have been keeping my options open because obviously you're a single boy. You're not exclusive to this girl. I mean, realistically, I don't know if I'd like to know that somebody else is obviously in the picture and you're dating somebody else at the same time as me. That would make me probably feel a bit weird. But at the end of the day, like, as single people, you're allowed to do that. Like, that's not completely unheard of, you know? So that's an interesting one. To be honest, you weren't that bothered about Alexandra anyway, were you? So it is what it is. But I imagine it's more annoying that, like, you don't want her to think that you're kind of this kind of person when it was simply just an honest mistake. And at least you were then, like, you called her back or texted her back or whatever you said. And then you were, like, completely honest, like, completely transparent. But I do see from her side how she's probably thought, like, oh, you're just making this up because you wanted a reason to basically let her down. Because realistically, it is difficult to tell someone that you don't want to be, like, dating them anymore. Like, that is hard. So let's find another one. Oh my God. Guys, this one says, today I fucked up clogging my in-laws' toilet. That shit, I'm sorry to say, is so embarrassing. I don't think I could recover from something like that. Now, obviously, I don't know where this is going to go. But, oh my God. Like, I'd struggle. I'd struggle to move on from that. And I understand, right, before we even get in, I understand everyone poos and pee-pees and shits, right? I get it. But there's certain times and places that are just not okay, you know? Let's read. Today I fucked up, more specifically this morning. Oh my fucking God, this is like real time. Guys, this was yesterday. This week I'm meeting my girlfriend's family and staying with her mum and uncle in their country. It is also the first time I'm meeting them as my girlfriend and I met in my country and have been together for 10 months. Okay, cute. On the first day there, we landed yesterday late at night. I decided to drop the kids in the pool. Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean? Drop the kids in the pool like you pissed in the pool or pooed in the pool. I hope you didn't poo in the pool. No one's pooing in a pool, are they? I'm thinking peeing in the pool. That's fair enough. We've all peed in the pool. Come on now. I love a pee in a pool. My girlfriend was still in bed when I went, and her mum was eating breakfast. Oh wait, drop the kids in the pool. I think that just can mean shitting, right? Oh yeah, here we go. God, guys, we're getting graphic here. It was a big dump. And I tried to flush it and it wouldn't go down. I decided to try again and still, nope. I started to panic and wait till the water is fully replenished and press it down. Oh God, it makes me feel a bit ill. At that moment, I hear my girlfriend and her mum talking, meaning I can't ask my girlfriend for help without notifying the mum. I panic and decide to text my girlfriend that I need help, but I hear her phone ring in her bedroom. Oh my God, the way I would be mortified. But you know what you're doing here, right? No, I don't know where this is going to go. What I'm doing in this situation is I'm looking for a razor or some sort of sharp device, a sharp blade of sorts, and I'm chopping this poo-poo up, right? Smushing it into the pipes is not going to help your scenario, I'm afraid, my guy, right? We're going to want to slice it. And I'm not going to lie, you might have to take a bit out. Flush the first part, then put the other bit in, you know? Sorry to say. But anyway, let's continue because this is also pretty lengthy. So let's go. I then decide to go get her in a subtle way. When her mum went to the kitchen, she is like, God damn it. And she goes with me to the toilet. She flushes it and still stuck, obviously. So she walks away. So she walks away to her mum. At this point, I realise I should have just been up front immediately, as now it looks like I'm hiding behind my girlfriend. But I mean, realistically, that's totally fair. You're in their home, you know? No one's gonna want to go up to their fucking in-laws and be like, "Hi, I took a huge dump in the pool." I was gonna say in the pool. I took a huge dump in your tiny little piped toilet, and now it won't go down. Like, no one's gonna want to say that to someone. The mum says it's absolutely no problem and gathers supplies to unclog the toilet and goes to get groceries as she was planning to do. Stunning. The unclogging doesn't work with the supplies, so my girlfriend is like, I'll call my dad, as the uncle is also not home. Now you need to know I have never... Oh God. Now you need to know I have also never met her dad either. He lives in a different country entirely. Parents are divorced. So I hear her dad and his girlfriend laugh with my girlfriend over the phone in their language, whilst I'm still working the toilet. That is such a random fucking sentence. Yeah, I'm just over here working the toilet. At that point, I realise I need to laugh with them or else it'll just turn awkward. So I introduce myself to them both and we all have a good laugh. He tells me that toilet has never been clogged before, but advises to cut the turds. Oh my God, I slayed that. And I'm sorry, not him being like, oh yeah, that toilet's never been clogged. You must have a heavy poo-poo. Excuse me, sir? No need to kick me while I'm down. I already know this is embarrassing. Don't tell me that it's never been done before. Unique, you know, get it. He tells me that toilets have never been clogged before, but advises to cut the turds. And so I do, and unfortunately, it works. I flush and clean everything with my girlfriend, and we laugh in the meantime. After everything is clean, I come to realise that I shit so much on the first day of meeting both of her parents that I clogged the toilet, and I'll be hearing this for the rest of my life from her parents, uncle, and siblings, forever known as the Big Pooper. I mean, to be honest, if you'd taken my advice in the first place, you wouldn't have had to tell anybody. Because like you said, that fucking worked. Guys, cutting it up does work. Smushing it down is going to do nothing but just clog it worse. Right, now don't get me wrong. My toilet in my flat doesn't like to flush very well. Like it's one of those that you kind of have to hold in the flush for it to properly do its thing. Like you can't just press it and leave it. Like it doesn't really do much. You got to hold it in. So like when I first moved in, I had my sister and my friend over, and obviously we're all doing poops and stuff. Not to talk about poop, but here we are. They were obviously over. I don't think I told them at the time that like they needed to hold it in. So like the poops were going down, but like they weren't going all the way, you know? So my toilet got badly blocked, like really bad. And I tried so many ways to unclog it, but now I've got this really incredible plunger that I swear by, to the point where I told my auntie and she was like, Brad, I want that for Christmas. I bought her a fucking plunger for Christmas. But guys, I'll put a picture on the screen here if you're watching on YouTube. Otherwise, it's like a plunger, but it has like a compression thing. Like it's not your standard like circular domed plunger. It's like I don't know, it's just a different kind. And it's like a blue and green one. Swear by it, guys. Great plunger, always works. But anyway, let's find one more, okay? Because these are actually really fun. I'm enjoying myself here. Because it also, I feel like these kind of things make you kind of like I've had major embarrassing things happen to me. Like, guys, do I end the episode on like my most embarrassing story, which realistically is already on the channel, but it was fucking years ago and no one watched it. So I could just embarrass myself even more, or I could allow you guys to just like go and find that video. Who knows? I'll see if I feel like ending this episode on like an embarrassing one, because it's really bad. Okay. Oh my God, guys, this one's had a bunch of votes. Now this is obviously also a day ago, but what's interesting is like other ones from like a day ago, 0 votes, 1 vote. This one, 2.5 thousand votes and 700 and whatever comments. So I feel like we should do this one because obviously a lot of people have something to say. And it reads, today I fucked up by calling my overly sniffing co-worker creepy. Oh, yikes. Workplace dramas, though, they aren't fun, are they? So here we go. All right, Reddit. Here's how I messed up today. This co-worker, A, 20s, female, is always super friendly and talks to me a lot, but there's one thing that throws me off. She constantly comments on how I smell different from our other colleagues of the same ethnicity. That's fucked up on her part. It's a compliment, I guess, but weirdly specific. That's giving slightly racist. Like, that is racially charged for sure. Continuing anyway. So today I walk into the office and A isn't there yet. But the second I enter, she calls out, "Is that you? OP? Op? I'm not sure." I say yes and she replies, "Oh yeah, I thought I smelled you." What is this girl's problem? Now, this wasn't my brightest moment, but I blurted out, "Yeah, that's not creepy at all." I think I'd do the same. That is very fucking creepy of her to be like, "Oh yeah, thought I smelled you. Thought I smelled a dirty bitch walking in." You know, like, what the fuck is this girl's problem? I just don't think in any capacity it should be okay to comment on someone's smell. Unless you're like, "Oh my God, like, what are you wearing? It smells so nice." But like, someone walking into the room and being like, "Yeah, knew that was you." What the fuck? Get a grip, you weirdo. She is creepy. Anyway, continuing. There were some laughs, but the atmosphere got weird. I apologise right away for calling her creepy, but she's been giving me the cold shoulder ever since. Today I fucked up by overreacting, or is this valid discomfort? Or is this a valid discomfort level? Edit to clarify a few details. Okay, I'm a man in my late 20s. The co-worker is a woman in her 20s. When she commented on my scent, we weren't looking at each other, and there was some distance between us, around 1.5 meters. How strong is this bitch's nose? I do wear cologne and she has complimented it in the past. This comment about smelling me was the first thing she said to me today and it initiated our conversation. As far as I know, she isn't romantically interested in me. In fact, I believe I overheard her mention being a lesbian to other colleagues. I typically receive compliments on my cologne from both men and women. Okay, so she's complimenting your cologne. But I don't like the beginning bit of her being like, "Oh, you smell different to the other people that are of your same ethnicity." Like, that's not okay in my opinion. Let's read some comments here because I think she's fucked up here. Like, I think you are totally valid in calling her creepy because who says to someone the first time they walk into the room, unless you're really close, which you've not said that you're close, like you're work colleagues, but you don't have like a close friendship kind of vibe, who goes, "Oh yeah, I thought I could smell you from 1.5 meters away." Get a fucking grip, ho. So let's read some comments. Someone's put, "I had one pregnant co-worker constantly comment on how good I smelled. It was very odd, especially on a biological level." See, if she'd have said, "Oh, I thought I smelled you. You always smell so nice," that's fair. But guys, the very beginning, I don't like that. "I smell different from our other colleagues of the same ethnicity." Is it only me that thinks that's fucking weird and odd? Saying you smell... Here we go. Someone's saying the same thing to me here. Saying you smell different than other people of your ethnicity is a wild and insane thing to say. I don't think you fucked up at all. Absolutely. See, some people are being a bit crazy. Like, so this person's put, "Imagine a male co-worker constantly tells a female co-worker how good they smell. Yeah, that's creepy. Women shouldn't get a free pass." The thing is, I don't think she was necessarily saying that he smelled good. She was just saying that he smells different to other people of the same ethnicity, which I think is a very fucked up and weird thing to say. But yeah, I don't necessarily think like someone complimenting you smelling nice necessarily is like a sexual thing. Like, people can tell you that you smell nice and then just wonder what your aftershave is or like your cologne, you know? I don't think it necessarily means that it has to be like a sexual thing. Yeah, I'm so glad some people are saying the same thing as me, because someone's put, I'm not sure where you are located, but that would be harassment where I work. It's also racist if she's throwing around ethnicity. Yeah, I mean, maybe she's just a bit dumb, but there was nowhere in there realistically where it kind of said that you smell really nice, what's your cologne? You know? That wasn't in there. She was just noting out the fact that he's got a significant smell that's different to other people of that same ethnicity, which I think in and of itself is fucked up. And if anyone's fucked up here, she's fucked up. You're fine. I think you had every right to say that she's creepy, because what is she, a fucking bloodhound? You know? It's a bit weird to me, but that is just me. But yeah, guys, I think I might leave this one here because we've done quite a few there. If you'd like this to be a regular thing where we talk about people's fucked up experiences, then I would happily do this again. If you would like to hear my most embarrassing story in a future episode, I will talk about that then also. But I'm not really in the mood to share my piss story, my public piss story. But there you go. That kind of gives you a hint. But yeah, this was super fun. I love hearing about other people's lives, from a very outside perspective, like a non-judgmental perspective. But anyway, guys, I've had a lot of fun. Hopefully you've enjoyed this. I'll be doing some Am I the Arsehole soon. I'm very excited. I love doing those. So yeah, I just think this is another thing that we could start doing regularly, because I think it kind of just leaned into the whole vibes of this podcast, I feel. So yeah, love yous. I'll see you next time. Please give me a 5-star review if you wouldn't mind on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, all the things. Follow the Instagram, which is Morning Glory Pod. And yeah, I think that's everything. Subscribe to the second channel if you're watching this on YouTube. And I will see you very soon with another one. Goodbye.